G'day guys, welcome back to MG Rebuild, and hello to all the new subscribers out there. Following on from last weekend's visit from all the T-Series owners, they've given me a few hints on what I need to do to line up the bonnet, but also the right hand side door. I thought I'd finish with it, but it's still happening. I'm still working on it. Also, keep watching to the end to see who the winners of the T-shirts are as well. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, starting with the bonnet alignment. As you can see, it's hinged, but it's not mounted as yet. That's something you can't do just yet. But I was told that I had mounted the actual rubber incorrectly. I actually had it sitting directly on the timber, but as you can see, the profile there, that back part sits up on the actual back of the cowl. So I've actually got to lift it up and move it back to there, which creates another issue. Because I wasn't aware of it, it's now proud of the timber, so the timber's too low. And of course, when I was fitting it, I actually screwed it up there as well, because I cut it with a bandsaw. I cut it at right angles when it should have been tapered. So even though it's all new timber, I'm going to replace it again. Disappointed with that because it costs money, but that's what happens when you've got no experience. You're just running as you go along. So what I'm going to have to do is take off the firewall, take off the timber, replace that, or make up new ones. Just making out of some oak, lift it up, and then I can actually put that strip on correctly. Now, reading one of the actual books for restoring the TD, I can't think of the guy's name. It's some foreign name. I'll put some description. Put a notice in the description of who he is in the book because it's very, very informative. There's two adjustments when you're doing the hood. First one, obviously, is that radiator stay. You move that adjustment in there to move the top of the radiator in and out. And the second one, funnily enough, is the actual rubber itself. You can position it forward or back, just on top of that lip. There's not a huge amount of adjustment, but there is. Another adjustment I was told about on the weekend is trimming the edges of the bonnet to suit as well. Sometimes you might find a bit of an overlap and everything else fits, and just this overlap here by 3 or 4 mil. There's nothing wrong with trimming that apparently to make it fit, because as we all know, they're all hand-built cars. This one's nearly 70 years old and everything has changed, so all the timber's been changed, so nothing is going to line up exactly as it was from the factory. So there's no harm in making slight modifications to get things to fit. So the first thing I will have to do, I won't do it in this video, but I've got to actually get some timber and get it to the right size and everything. So that'd be the first thing I'll be doing, is taking the bulkhead off, the firewall off, getting that timber out and getting it ready, making up templates for it to be replaced. Okay, following on from the bonnet, the next thing that they told me about was the actual door alignment. Even though I thought I was pretty happy with that, it's only about 3, maybe 4 mil out of alignment, it does actually still rub at the top of the door onto the actual cowl. What they said I needed to do was, and you can tell from, hang on, just move the camera around this way, you can tell by that actual light you can see through there, the door has to move backwards. Now, that's where I'm having some fun. I think I've spent the last 5 days or more, a couple of hours each night, trying to get that door to move back. I have done just about everything you can think of. I'll just move in here. You can see the passenger side there, nice and tight. That door gap is beautiful on that side. This side, that's with the door closed. The gap in the hinges is massive. Now I've put in spacers, I've bent hinges, I have even dug out some of the timber behind the hinges, and that's done nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's still, sorry, move the camera. It's still causing me issues. I have taken the door off and taken the hinges and everything out and sat the door back in and just clamped it in there, and it fits perfectly all the way around. It's a spot on finish. So it comes down to either the hinge or the spaces have to be altered, I suppose. So that's what I've been trying to work out. Which way to do it, which way to bend the hinges. I've bent them in, I've bent them out, like the hokey pokey and all that sort of stuff. I've gone every way I can think of. So what I'm going to do now is take the door off again for about the 30th time, and that's no exaggeration. I think it's been about 30 times that door's been off. Set it in place, clamp it all up, have the hinges in place, and then I'm going to pack it with plasticine to work out what sort of spacing I need in there, what sort of spacer to go in there. And if that works, I can then make that spacer, and in theory, it should fit. Fingers crossed. Okay, got it clamped in place now with the hinges still on. As you can see, the door is now closed up there nicely. The gap is very good down through there. Along the bottom there, it's enough room for the threshold plate. It's up there, little bit snug at the top, and that may need slight adjusting, but it meets up there perfectly now. So basically all I've got to do now is work out how big those spaces have got to be. Hence why I'm going to use plasticine or a modelling clay.
One eternity later.
Okay, you can see I've now got the putty in there. It's actually an air dried putty. I didn't use the plasticine in the end because I wanted for it to go hard, make it a little bit easier to work with. So I forced it all in there. It took quite a while to do, but it actually has come out the other sides now. So you can see that. So it's done a full width. So hopefully, once that's all dried, I can then work out exactly what spacing I need. And then the door will be finished. The door saga will be finished. So hopefully that's sorted out the hinge issue. Time will tell. That stuff takes about 3 or 4 days to dry. I might give it a week because it's actually confined. There's not much air that can actually get into it. So I'll just let that sit up for a while. I will start working on replacing the timber around the firewall. That's possibly the next thing I will do, but to do that I've got to obviously take the guards and everything off, so I'll do that next, and then perhaps even do some panel bedding on these guards. They're pretty messy. There's a lot of small little dents in them, out of shape a little bit, but nothing that I can't get back into shape, hopefully. I mean, I'm not a panel bed. I've done no panel bedding in my life other than putting dents in things. So I'll give it a go. Everything else has come out all right so far, so hopefully I can do the same thing there. Anyway, the winners for the competition for the t-shirts, for this t-shirt or one of the other designs, are these two winners just down here. So that's them there. So you might even see that one of them is actually the winner of my previous competition as well. So that's just how luck can be. So it's all a random draw, but he was lucky enough to actually win it again. So well done, Warren. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe to the page, click notifications, comment, and also hit me up on Instagram as well. So until next week, I'll sign out. See you later.